How's it going, everybody? And welcome to SPL Live. My name is Anthony Mariona, alongside my partner T. Watson, and boy, do we have a show for you guys today. Let's start with Week 9. We had some awesome finishes this past week as we saw Mike Moreno go 3-0 to start the week at Hammerhead. Tyler and Titus both going 3-0-1 the following night at Hammerhead. Francis Batista stormed back with a huge performance, going 4-0-1 at Adventures on Saturday. Luke put in another solid performance at GE, going 4-0. Davis, the city, the town, they cleaned house on Monday with Duncan and Henry both winning at Adventures and Hammerhead. Duncan going 3-0-1 and Henry going 3-0 at Hammerhead. And to end the week, we had fan favorite Big Mike Jimenez with a statement victory at CCC, going 4-0 with Maridon XE. T, you were at 4 of those locals throughout last week. Which win stood out the most to you, and which trainer do you think made the biggest statement?
Which win stood out the most to me? I would say the 5-round locals that we had at Adventures. What was that, Saturday?
Yep.
My goodness. First off, thank you to Adventures staff, Byron, Val, everybody there. 5 rounds, phenomenal for our locals, especially for us who were kind of just grinding for those last chance points. It was everything I wanted and not what I wanted all at the same time. But seeing Davis do well, seeing Mike do well, seeing Batista do well, I think that was the most memorable, or second most memorable. Of course, my most memorable one has to be Big Mike.
Good job, Big Mike.
Going 4-0. He beat me round 1, and then I dropped promptly. But yeah, he deserves it. He's a great player. He played super well all day, and I gotta give it to him. It's my guy.
Okay, so with all of these huge, wins that happen with these trainers, let's go ahead and jump in and take a look at the Elite 14 right now. We still have Chris Davis sitting atop the standings with an incredible 25-7-4 record, along with 93 points on the season. Yeah. This season for Chris Davis has been one for the ages, but I think we still can't lose sight of some of the other trainers who are locking themselves into the championship series as well. I think it's safe to say that the top 6 trainers in the Elite 14 right now are pretty much a lock. As you know, it would probably take a major setback for any of the trainers to miss the championship. So, let's take a look at the championship series presented by Gemtech. And as we take a look, T, at the Elite 14, which we have up on our screen, which matchup currently, if things were to be done today, the season ended today, which matchup do you think is the most intriguing at this point? For round 1.
For round 1, I think the most interesting matchup to me is Tanner and Apai. They're both very skilled players, very, very good players. They both play interesting decks. Both of them have been on Lost Box as of late. Apai on Lost Zard and Tanner on Kyogre. So that would just be a really technical matchup, and I think those are the matchups that I like a lot. So I think that would be my favorite. My second favorite would also be Terry versus Luis, because they're both water bros.
Oh, yeah. That definitely would. And when I look at the Elite 14 and what the championship series is looking like, I mean, one that definitely is intriguing is Francis Bautista versus AJ Bautista. Not necessarily just because they're battling for who's the number 1 Bautista, but a lot of it really comes down to Francis and AJ both play random decks at times. AJ bounces around to things that he feels comfortable with from time to time, and I'm pretty sure he's going to come up with something that he's going to like for the championship. Francis Batista, he's played Darkrai throughout the entire season. He led the season for a very long time up until he took his 2 weeks off in order to kind of catch up on things. But I sit there and I look at that matchup and I go, wow, that's going to be a really, really fun matchup to watch. Another one that I think is going to be really interesting is going back to exactly what you said, Terry and Luis. That one right there, both of them water players. Terry has been consistent as you can be this season, staying within the top, I want to say 6 throughout the entire season. And it just, you sit there and you go, wow, that's going to be a good matchup. And Luis is a wild card. I've seen that man play with some of the best of them, and I've seen him do some of the most craziest things as well. But I think even when he plays up against some of the Luis kind of rises to the level of his competition, and I think Luis will have a really, really fun time with that one. One that I do want to kind of throw out there as well, and this is just more because he's one of my favorite people, but Emmanuel. Emmanuel, I've always cheered for that guy. I love him to death, being him talk on a regular basis, but seeing him come in, and his matchup, of course, is against Titus, who's currently at 7. I feel like that would be a really, really intriguing matchup, as I know Emmanuel is mostly maining Giratina Lost Box, and Titus is what, Rapid Strike right now? Or
the Arceus, whatever.
Arceus Toolbox, to say the least. And I feel like that would be a really, really fun matchup to see. And I mean, if we move throughout the bracket, you and Chris Davis are getting those 2 buys. How do you approach something like that? Once again, if the season was to end today, how do you approach taking that first round buy that you get? Are you looking to see what other people are playing? Are you going into the local lock or the championship locked in on a deck regardless of what the outcome of the first round is? Or what's going through your mindset?
My mindset usually is I want to see what the field looks like before I end up picking a deck. I know last season when I didn't have the buy, you kind of threw me the deck last minute, and I thought it was the best deck in the room, and I only lost the time. The tournament before that, we put in a lot of testing when I had the buy, and then I got bodied round 1 because I played against the absolute worst matchup round 1. So, it's real hit or miss how everything just plays out. But I think for this season, I'm just going to go in locked in with a deck and not really care.
Yeah, no, and I feel like that's the best way. I think you don't really try to let the competition dictate your choice. You want to go into one of these types of tournaments, regionals. And I put this right up there with our regionals. But you want to go in with something that you're comfortable with, that you tested enough to where you feel good about your matchups. I mean, you kind of have an idea of what a lot of these trainers are going to be playing going into it, unless Chris Davis decides to play Reggie's again, which just throws everyone off. But I feel like that mindset that you have going into it is probably going to be the one that's going to help you out the most. Now, let's see if we can go ahead and cast this. I know you had the Elite 14 up as well. Any surprises currently for you with the Elite 14? We're going to go ahead and pull that up in just a second. Any surprises for you, heading into these final 2 weeks? Anything that you weren't expecting to be heading into week 10?
I think there aren't really many surprises for me left. Seeing Apai in top 14, Luis in top 14, JJ in top 14, AJ kind of just solidifying his spot. He's not really showing up to many locals, but when he does, he comes, plays well, gets his points. He went and won a trainer battle yesterday against Big Mike to make sure he got enough points to kind of just stay relevant in the top 14, because that's what he wants. And I appreciate that. I commend that, honestly. Seeing Tyler, Duncan, Titus, Francis, Luke, Terry, Tanner, all of those players I feel like would be great top 14 contenders. Seeing Ryan and Mike teetering the outside at 15 and 16, those are the 2 that I expect to somehow slide their way in. But other than that, this top 14 is kind of rounding out how I kind of expected it to.
Yeah, and I mean, I tend to agree with you. Seeing the outside looking in, we talk about this week in and week out, and it changes constantly. And everybody's so close on that back end. The real gap, like I said, is that top six where you see them at. I think Francis Batista in sixth place rounds out the top six with 82 points. I mean, they're a full 12 points ahead of the elite or 9 points. So I mean, realistically, it's a full week's worth of wins. And you just really, I don't see anybody from the top six really falling out. But I mean, surprises can happen, and we'll see what happens. But one that still tends to surprise me is Clayton not being in the Elite 14 right now. I know he wound up taking another week off, which he's probably going to be making up in these upcoming weeks. But I still feel like there's going to be some big changes that are going to be happening from 7 through 14 with that big chunk of players, sitting there. So I feel pretty confident with that. Moving from there, I think we'll go ahead and jump into our next segment, T's Meta Call of the Week, presented to you by Hammerhead Games. This is where T gives his take on what he thinks the best deck choice of the week at Locals was. So T, I'm going to go ahead and let you take it away.
So my thoughts on what the best meta call for the week was. I really just got to up and give it to Big Mike for playing Miraidon. It's a strong, consistent deck. Though I don't like it, it is very strong. He ran through me like a quick 2 games, and I was playing weakness. I played Urshi.
Oh really?
Yeah, when I had Telly on hit board, I was like, teardrop. It's free food. But Miraidon being just the fast, strong deck that it is, being able to hit multiple energies off of Electro Generator, things like that, I think just give the deck kind of that edge if you're not expecting to play it and you're not prepared for it. And obviously I was not. So I think that deck was a great call. I know he's been playing it forever, but still, great call, great finish, as always. And I think my second favorite meta call this week, though, was, though it didn't do well, I liked the idea behind it, was Arceus Tina from AJ. AJ went and played Arceus Tina at Common Command. And I think that deck is actually really strong. It's just a strong Judge Path deck that can also play grass attackers because everybody wants to play their Zards now, and Zard is weak to grass.
What?
So I think that deck is a strong call, especially going into next week while people are still getting to, just start playing their Charizard decks and figuring those out.
So, and I want to kind of hop on this with the Miraidon, going back to that. Miraidon is one of those things where, like you said, it's very fast, it's very consistent, and it just really kind of depends. I know Mike at the beginning of the year was maining Chen Pao along with Terry. I think he fell out of favor with that deck pretty fast, as he didn't really kind of like... I don't think it suited his playstyle, which I know you said there's not necessarily a playstyle, but I don't think it did. Along with, I think he just kind of fell in love with the speed of Miraidon and the quick hitting. Do you know if he's playing the Regielekis? Like, what does the list consist of?
No Regielekis.
None.
No, he's playing the Flaffy list.
Nice.
Yeah.
That makes me even more proud.
Right?
So, with that, he went through you. You were playing Urshifu. So you were playing Rapid Strike Box?
Yeah, Rapid Box.
So he was playing Rapid Box. Do you know what his next couple of matchups were?
No, I don't remember off the top of my head. I know he beat, I want to say he beat Titus. Titus playing Arc Urshi.
Okay.
And that is the only one I remember.
All right. Yeah. So he really did put in work then.
Yeah.
Which, see, and that's pretty awesome. Now, going to the Arctina, I tend to agree with you. I've been playing live right now when there's so many Charizard lists that are out and about. Now, do you know if AJ's was playing the Pidgeot?
No,
because of the path.
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah.
You don't play Pidgeot.
The only reason why I ask is I see so like that's literally a list right now in its own is Arc Pidgeot with whatever people want to throw in.
Goodness.
And I mean it seems strong if they can get it up and running, but I definitely do. I do like the idea still of Arc Tina, just because of the ability to hit so hard. That I don't think a lot of people realizes how important it is right now in the current game with the Mons still feeling like they're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And Path Judge is so strong. I play a Lost Box Charizard list right now, and when I run into that deck, it's I've won more than I've lost, but it is still a challenge because what you're doing is you're really kind of just hoping to play from behind and accidentally drawing into something that they put you in from either their Ionos or their Judges. So it's one of those things where I really, really like the list. And do you know what AJ was playing in his, or was it just a standard?
No, he played Arctina with the superior V-Star.
Really?
Yes.
Nice.
Because,
so what does that card do again?
So for those of you that don't know, Superior V-Star does 190 for a grass double colorless. And when you use the attack, you can move any amount of energy from the Superior to one of your bench Pokemon.
So he swings with it to take out the Zard, and then he loads up the Tina.
Yeah.
So then he just takes out whatever else with the Tina.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's actually really
a great card.
That's really, really cute. So he didn't do as well as he wanted to with it, but still, I can understand why that would be. And was this at CCC?
Yeah.
Okay. So and you guys were running Obsidian. Yeah. So you know, because we got a little bit of time. Any list that you saw? How many people were actually playing Zard?
I think only 2.
Only 2?
Oh, no, 3. Goose decided to play Zard.
I know. I owe him. Goose, I'm sorry. I love you. I owe you those 2 Zards. I told him I would give him 2 of my extra. But with that, so how did the Zard list do? Was there any nuance or anything that you haven't seen?
No, not... Well, take that back. Goose's list did play Cheryl.
Makes sense.
So he felt like that was a strong call. I kind of like that as well.
That's actually a really cute one.
Yeah. Because, you know, the Zard can charge 3 energies, so once you Cheryl, you can use the other Zard to power up the one that just got healed.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. But my problem is I still think that makes you super susceptible to Path still.
Yeah.
So I kind of don't like it, but I get it and I like it. Then Vince Lopez showed up.
He's alive.
Yeah, he's alive.
Yeah, if Vince, you ever watch this, happy to hear you're okay.
Yeah. And he decided to play Zard as well. He won round 1, lost round 2, and then left.
That's
I appreciate it.
That is 100% Vince. That's a Vince thing.
Man, I love you.
Oh my goodness. Know who I miss? Handsome Vince.
I also miss Handsome Vince.
Handsome Vince, if you ever watch this, we love you.
What deck do you think he would play if he came back?
Ooh. He played Goodra for a little bit. Mm-hmm. I think he might be still on Lugia. No, Vince. Handsome Vince?
Handsome Vince.
Guardy.
You think so?
Picture Vince across from you right now, and what deck is he playing?
Gardevoir VMAX. Because that's what he beat me with.
Yeah, see? I can definitely see that. So, I mean, I think that's going to go ahead and probably wrap up T's Meta Call of the week.
Yes.
We really thank everybody for staying tuned and listening to T talk about his opinions, whether they're right or wrong. They're entertaining to say the least. And from there, we'll go ahead and jump into our final segment, which is Deck Out. And we're just going to go ahead and cover the 4 top big stories that we have going on in our league for the last couple of weeks. T,
you want to go this first one?
Yeah.
All right. You see them. They're in my hand.
Oh, they're so pretty.
They're gorgeous, honestly. The Teal dice are available. SPL Teal dice. It's a pair for $8. I know a couple of people are asking about them. It's 2 for $8. Currently, it's limit 1 pair per person. Because if they weren't limited, I would just own them all. So get yours while you can, and once everybody has gotten their one pair and we're certain of it, then we'll go ahead and let the rest out to whoever wants them.
Yep. And the idea is by purchasing these, of course, it helps us get the next set of dice.
Yep.
Which we're going to be going with purple. Purple.
Yes.
Cute purple. And then I think from there, yellow.
You think so?
Just a nice yellow. And then a smoke.
Ooh.
So you would have teal, pink, purple, yellow. And smoke.
I like the way you think.
Yeah, I just think it would look cute. It's just super cute. Yeah. Okay, so from there we'll go ahead and jump into the next one. Guys, this is a huge one. You cannot use your makeup week. You cannot use your makeup week for your bye week.
Yeah.
The makeup weeks are intended for unexpected missed weeks due to illness or whatever other reason you have.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to use an example. T, you take your bye week.
Yep.
Cool. T took a bye week. The following week, T is sick.
Yep.
He has a concussion again. This is something that happens. T misses the second week. T then can do a makeup week to replace the second week that he missed due to his concussion.
Yes.
Making up that week,
yes,
not the bye week. So, for anybody that's confused about this, I will say this one more time. You cannot use a makeup week for your bye week. Makeup weeks are for unintended, unexpected emergencies or situations that come up in your life that you cannot make it to a local yada yada.
Yes.
All right. Does that sound good? Okay.
It does.
All right. Have any questions?
No.
Okay.
I appreciate you.
Next one.
Next one. Voting for the SPL Season 3 Rookie Trainer of the Year Award is going on right now. Please, voting will close on September 14th at 11:59 p.m. So that is, 2 days before
the Thursday.
So the Thursday before the
championship.
Championship, thank you.
Yep.
I lost my words.
No worries. It gives us a chance to be able to kind of get everything ready, and we want to hand out awards, we want to have fun, and once again, we'll link the voting form to the video, but please go vote. It's really important. Everybody gets one vote for one of the rookie trainers, which a rookie trainer of the year is essentially a first-time trainer within the league. So please go ahead and vote. We're really looking forward to unveiling that as time comes on. And then we're actually going to release, at the end of the season, the voting for all the other awards that are going to be coming up as well, which includes Comeback Player of the Year, local game shop of the year. And so, I mean, I think the Comeback Player of the Year is pretty much set in stone, but there's going to be other things that we're going to go off of, as well as we're going to be presenting our newest trophy, which is going to be the Trainer Battle Cup, which is presented by USG. Thank you, Brian, once again for that. To jump into the last thing, and this is once again just a reiteration of what we've been saying. Championship Series, along with the Trainer Award Show, will be hosted by Hammerhead Games and will take place September 17th with a start time of 12 p.m. Please be on time. It's very important. We want to get this thing rolling. We want to be able to have everybody have fun and so on. So please show up, be prepared. No deck lists or anything like that's going to be required for either tournament. The winner of the award show tournament will get free entry into next year's SPL Season 4. So come ready to play. Take no prisoners. And for that, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this episode up. Thank you for joining us. And for me, Anthony Mariona, my partner T, we will say catch you at locals.
Deuces.
Peace. We did it.